If you're a home service business and you're setting up your website for the first time or you're updating it, I'm going to show you the 5 non-negotiable sections that you need to have on your homepage in order to make your website successful at converting more customers for your home service business. How's it going, guys? It's Steven. I'm the owner of flexwebdesign.ca. We're a marketing agency that works with home service businesses, general contractors, HVAC, arborist, landscaping, you name it, and we help them get more of the clients they want to be getting for their business. If you want to learn more, if that sounds like you, go to the link below, flexwebdesign.ca, and book a call with us there. But back to the video. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the 5 non-negotiable sections that you need to have on your homepage of your home service website so that you can close more clients. These are things that we implement for our customers on a daily basis. We know what works and we know what doesn't because we've seen the data. And so I'm going to be showing you the sections that work really well at converting customers on your website. So let's get right into it. The first section is going to be the hero section. It's commonly referred to this because it's the most important section of the website. The hero section is what has your headline or your tagline, your offer, and a call to action and a brief bit about your services. Okay. And so why this is so important is because it's the first thing that people see when they come onto your website, and you need to capture their attention. When people go onto websites, they're not spending long. Really, people are spending at most a few seconds on your website if it's not optimized. Another quick hack here, you want to optimize the loading speed as well. If your website takes a long time to load, if it's taking more than 10 seconds to load, people are not even going to visit your website. They're not going to wait because people have short attention spans. And so instead of being resentful of the fact that people have short attention spans, use it to your advantage, create great headlines, and make sure your website loads quickly. So coming back to the hero section, what you want to have here is ideally a tagline or an offer that draws people in, that describe what you do and what your services are. It's not too long and it's not too short. I'm going to show you a few examples on the screen here. You also want to have a call to action. So the call to action is going to be ideally for yourself because your home service business, schedule a free quote now or get your free quote today. Something that has urgency. So now, today, it has that time variable in it, but also describes what's going to happen. You don't want to have a generic call to action like contact us, get in touch. Make it specific and tactical. Tell the person what's going to happen next. Ideally, on the hero section as well, you want to have a nice background so that people can see an example of your work or your brand. Second section is going to be social proof. And so this is what most websites get wrong. You want to have your social proof high up on the page. You don't want to have your testimonials and your projects at the bottom of the page. You want to have it at the top because let's be honest, you don't need to talk a lot about your services, about us, right? Those things are great to have on the website, but there's a time and a place. You want to draw people in. You want to keep people on your website. And so to do that, have your social proof at the top under the hero section. And so the reason that we do that is, again, because you want to keep people on the website, but people mostly know what your services are, right? People know that you're an HVAC company. People know that you offer landscaping services. They know that you're a renovation company. You don't need to explain all the different services that you offer right away, right? Have that in the navigation in the header or in the third section, which we'll get to in a sec, but you want to have your social proof as high at the top as possible so that people see, wow, this company does great work for their customers. They have great testimonials. I want to keep scrolling and keep seeing what this person does because I'm actually interested now. Third section, like I mentioned, is going to be the services. So now you can start describing kind of what you do because at this point, the person on their device looking at your website is going to be wondering if you offer the services that they're looking for. So the best way to describe your services is in a very, very simple section. You don't want to over explain. You want to give people enough information on the website to be able to make the next step, which is getting a free quote from you, phoning you, whatever the call to action is, and nothing more, right? You want to overload your website with a bunch of information. You've seen it, I'm sure. You go on a website, there's a bunch of text, a bunch of copy, and you're like, I don't even know what to do here. Why am I on this website? I'm not going to read any of this stuff. When there's too much information, people will read none of it. I'll say that one more time. If there's too much information on your website, people won't read any of it. They'll just leave the website. So have just enough. Ideally, one short paragraph for each of the services that you offer. And if you're a company that offers, 10 to 15 different little sub-services, just advertise the most popular ones on the homepage. And then what you can do is in the navigation bar, have a drop down with all the individual services so that it's not cluttered and you don't have, 10 or 15 different services in little sections on the website. It's too much. Fourth section is going to be the why choose you. The home service industry, I don't want to say it's saturated necessarily, but it is booming. There's so many companies competing against each other, especially in popular cities like mine in Vancouver. And it's probably the same wherever you're watching this. You want to describe why you're different. why should somebody go with you? And you don't want to say explicitly, why should you choose me? You want to explain this through your testimonials, through the services, right? Through the design of the website, through the brand image. All of these small little things are communicating your brand and explaining to people why they should choose you, right? It's a lot of small things mixed together. It's not one section on the website that's going to really make the difference whether this person chooses you or not. This section really just allows you to highlight some of the main points for why your customers choose you over your competitors. Is it because you're reliable? Is it because you have some sort of guarantee in your offer? Like, we'll get this done in this amount of days or you get your money back. Why do most people choose you? Have it in this section. You can also talk about your brand, but again, not too much information. Ideally, you want to have these in bullet points or just sections or headers in a 3 or 4 column section. Don't make it too much, but highlight the main points because you know why your customers choose you over your competitors. You get the feedback as the business owner as to why people love you so much. And if you don't know, ask your customers, look at your testimonials. What are people saying the most? Where's the common theme in your testimonials? Use that as your content for this section. 5th section and most important section here is going to be your call to action. So the call to action in this section is going to be very, very simple. You don't need to have a bunch of images, a bunch of text. It's just going to be a headline that says, want to take the next step? Question mark. Click the button below to get your free quote. Click the button below to get scheduled in. It's going to have a heading that says exactly what the person needs to do if they want to take the next step. You don't want to leave anything up to interpretation when it comes to your website because people have a tough time when they don't know what to do next. Even if it's not specified, people think in their minds, oh, it's obvious. People know what to do next. People know to click the contact button. People know to fill out the form to get in touch with me. Ultimately, yes, subconsciously they do. But if you want to have more conversions on your website, if you want to leverage psychology and human behavior rather than getting angry and upset at it, then you want to tell your customers what to do on the website very clearly, frequently, and often. Make sure your call to action section, again, is very simple. Ideally, you want to have lots of white space in there so you focus on the main content. You don't want to put a bunch of animations in there. That's another big tip for the website is that when you're designing it, make sure that it's simple because you want your focus to be on the content itself rather than the whole design of the website. It's important and it contributes to your brand, but ultimately the focus should be on your social proof. It should be on your headlines. It should be on the descriptions of why someone should choose you and what makes you different, right? So make sure for this call to action section, again, you keep it simple, but you highlight specifically and tactically what someone needs to do next if they want to take that next step. Because often people go into the website, they scroll down, they're looking through your content, there's no call to action. And so they either leave, they forget why they're there, they say, hey, I'll just do this another time. When you have a call to action section, it brings them back to the point of why they're there in the first place. I need to get my HVAC installed. I need to get my hedges trimmed. Whatever that is for your business, you want to bring people back to the point of why they're there. And that call to action section is exactly what that's there for. It brings them back to the point. It gets them to click that button to schedule the quote with you, call you, fill out the form, email you. And if you do this, you will get more customers. So guys, again, the 5 sections that are non-negotiables for any website for a home service business are going to be 1, the hero section, 2, the social proof, 3, the services talking about what you do specifically, 4, why should somebody choose you, and 5, having a call to action. These are the non-negotiables. I recommend, as well as a little bonus tip, is sprinkle in your social proof throughout these sections. So you don't need to have it in just one section. You could have your social proof, your projects, your testimonials, your Google reviews throughout each of these sections. You don't have to have it in just one, and that makes it even more powerful. So guys, hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to see more, subscribe to the channel. I'll catch you in the next one.